So yeah, I'm recording this so that every other person else can listen to it when they are free to. So basically, it will be me and you here. Yeah. So yeah, can you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do, where you work. Give us a brief of your education background. Yeah, basically, just tell us a brief about you.
So in essence, I should tell you what's on my CV.
Okay, just introduce yourself to us.
Okay, my name is Idris Aliyu. I like that name so much. I'm a mentor on Testify. I'm a graduate of computer science. Currently, I work as a lead QA quality assurance for Kobo 360. Prior to that, I worked as a software tester / business analyst for Supermarket.ng. And very soon I'll be working on it. Very soon I'll be working as a quality assurance analyst for Team Apps.
Wow.
Basically that's me.
Wow, thanks for that awesome profile. Yes, so for those, Felicia, thanks for joining in. So for some of us that don't know, Idris Ali is a mentor for the strategic team and is working with Eva Mangi to mentor our 11 candidates for the program. And yes, so let's just drop right into the question and answer session. Hopefully this will not take much than 30 minutes, basically. So Rafiat Agbaje Ajagbe asked that, which of the projects was the most daunting and did you ever feel like quitting? Did you hear what I asked?
Yeah, I heard your question. First of all, winners don't quit. So yeah, even no matter how daunting it gets, you just have to keep going. And that's what I'll say. So yeah, there are sometimes you actually get tired, but you just have to keep pushing. So my most daunting project to date, I'll say it was Kobo 360, because I happened to be among the founding tech team of that organization. So we're building the solution from scratch, like from ground zero. I didn't just come into an organization that already had an existing solution. I was just trying to maintain. As the case was in Supermarket, we were saddled with the responsibility of building what we call GLOS, a global logistic operating system from ground zero to where it is today. There were different applications that were involved. We had the transporter app. The transporter app had dual function.
Okay.
We had to serve as a partner. A partner is someone that owns a truck. Then you also had to serve as a driver, just like your Uber, the app that your Uber drivers use.
Yeah.
So we had that. Then we had the one for the customer facing.
Okay.
That was on mobile. We also had an internal admin tool, which was on mobile and on web as well. So basically, we were building we had to build like 6 to 8 different applications in less than 6 months. So yeah, that was daunting enough. And being responsible for quality assurance, you know that nothing can go wrong. So yeah, it was challenging. It took me out of my comfort zone. We didn't do just normal testing. We had to do some orthodox testing, like actually testing. And when you're building solutions for not so literate, because the truck drivers, like are not so literate. So when you're building solutions for not so literate people, you have to take into considerations so many different factors. The things that you normally would overlook and think everybody will get it. Well, they might not get it. So yeah, building a solution like that with the backend that wasn't so stable, because we're learning from what we were doing. So to date, that was my challenge. That has been the greatest challenge so far.
I think
so far so good. We came out on top. Did you feel like quitting at any point in time?
Wow.
Did you feel like quitting at any point in time? Maybe. There were sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night, something that you tested.
And it's working
something
fine.
that you tested before going to production. It was working fine. You wake up in the middle of the night and it's breaking, and you're like, what the fuck? You covered every, sorry for using the F word. You covered every scenario. What's happening?
Wow.
But basically, it makes you proactive. It makes you, understand that there's more to it than just testing. That's why
Exactly.
I don't like the word software tester. I prefer quality assurance.
I mean, working on those kind of 6 projects in 6 months, if you're going to do it like a sprint, so it's going to be like working on a whole project within 1 month. And that still contains the planning, the designing, and all those stuff. Man, it's doubting enough for anybody. And yeah, you guys coming up. I think I used to follow Cover 360 on LinkedIn. So I was like, oh, these guys are balling. They don't know that some people are dying behind the scenes to get this stuff done. That's a really great one. And I feel you have been able to answer Rafiat's questions as regard that. So yeah. Another question from someone else is, what do you think any tester should do these days so as to become relevant in the tech system?
Let's start with the word test. A tester should not see himself as just a tester. It goes beyond testing. So what do I think? Aside the regular things like improving your skills, attention to details, communication, because communication is very, very important, and people fail to realize that it's actually one of the most important skills that you have to have as a tester. Very good communication skills, because basically your job is basically telling someone that what you did is crap, and you have to tell the person in the very most polite way
possible,
so that the person understands that you guys have the
knowledge about
the same goal at heart. Like you guys want to achieve the same thing. So we are here to help him achieve his goal. So communication is important. Attention to detail is important. Then it doesn't just stop at pushing to production. In technical terms, that's when it goes live. It doesn't stop there. For some reason, testers feel, or quality assurance analysts feel their job stops when the product actually goes live and is.
Sorry, the network was so creepy. I'm not sure I can hear you again, Aliyu. I think the next.
Sorry, there's a noise in the background that is disturbing me.
Yeah, okay. So guys, please turn off your, make sure you turn off your, hello, who is that? Please, once you join, make sure you turn off your
Augustine,
audio.
please, can you turn up your...
Yeah, please turn off your audio. Thank you. Yeah, so thanks for that. And yes, I know for a couple of times now, we have always had issue with like testers, no tester, tester, no tester. Yeah, because most of the time, testers actually do more than testers. So it's just like in Nigerian system now, the naming convention is still quite wrong. And that is why they see tester as a tester. But in real sense, in a more modernized environment, we do actually things that are more than things that's normally more than what PMs do, what designers do, what devs do, and we just want you guys to do everything. So it's no more a testing thing, it's more than testing actually. And just to add to what you also said, that's one of the arguments we're having one time with developers is that if it's not working, right? If a user cannot use it, then it's not working. You forget your code you write behind the scene. And that comes to the way we communicate to them, which you actually mentioned. Because I feel some testers really need to work on their communication. They don't just tell the developer that it's not working, basically. Yeah, thanks to that. So the next question I have here, someone also asked, Felicia asked that, what is your typical day at work like?
My typical work day. I would say I have a typical standard work routine because some days can be you're putting up fires here and there. Some days can be, but ideally a typical work day would involve going through Okay, I'm a QA lead now, so I don't really do a lot of hands-on testing. I tend to supervise, but normally a typical work day will be going through work cases. I work mainly on Jira right now because that's the tech defects tool we're using in my organization. So I'm mainly on Jira,
Okay.
watching test cases that have or bugs that have been fixed and have been pushed,
Okay.
ready to go to production. I'm also on Bitbucket. So before anything goes to production,
Yeah.
there's always a comment the developers have to leave a comment. They have to, I have to follow that trail to ensure that, okay,
Yeah.
this is the fix that is going. So basically what my typical work will just basically involves going around, seeing that things are moving the way they're supposed to move, tasks are being accomplished the way they're supposed to. But as a tester, typically, a typical work day for you, first of all, like for example, if you have stable systems that are already working, first thing you have to do is to run a regression test every morning. Actually, you should run a regression test twice.
Mm.
Basically, it doesn't have to be a full regression test in the sense of manual testing. Take, for example, when I was in the e-commerce industry, my basic regression test would just be to ensure that users can complete the transaction down to checkout. Once you can check
Okay.
out and complete the transaction, I think except in some extreme circumstances that I know that okay, there's been a fix here, so I just have to walk around, play around things around that area to see if it's fine. But basically, you
Mm.
run your regression test, carrying out the basic functions of the application that is on that test.
Okay.
You follow up with your tasks on Jira, whatever task monitoring tool you're
So
using.
you're using. Okay.
Um, Update your test cases. If there's also a new feature, if there's a new feature that has been deployed, you have to update your test case to cover that new feature. I always advocate that every point in time you should have 90%, at least 90% test coverage. So
Mm.
you know the latest builder, you know what,
What
what has
should
been
be
pushed and
fixed?
what
Yeah.
has not been done
Mm.
and what should be fixed. So it's basically tracking, ensuring fixes go live, and also trying to prevent, trying to catch fixes before they. And that's where automation also comes in. Test automation is also a good skill that is required now in the industry. A lot of organizations are looking for um, automation testers. Why? It helps make regression very easy. If you have a very good test coverage on your test scripts, you can run a regression test and know that at any point in time, you have a stable build that is actually on production. So basically covering, dotting all the I's and crossing the T's. And if you don't have anything so urgent that you need to attend to, then you now have to start thinking futuristically, planning for the future, feature increase, feature improvements based on your test. Because and then another thing I forgot to mention is a good skills a tester has to have is user mindset.
Mm.
What do I mean by user mindset? You're giving a driver app to test. You're not going to test that app. You shouldn't test that app as a driver. You shouldn't test that app as a tester or a QA analyst. You should test that app as a driver. So you change your mindset that it's okay, if I'm a driver and I'm using this app, what would I want this app to do? How would I want this app to function? That's when you can now
That's
recommend features that will make the app better. Whatever app you are using, you always or you're trying or there's under or whatever application that is under test. After you've done the basic functional test, non-functional test, when you're doing the UAT test, it's very, very good that you put yourself in the mind of the user. You try to act that user's role. And I'll
yeah.
tell you, you'll be surprised with a lot of things that you discover. So
Mm.
yeah, I hope I've answered that question.
Very, very well. Thank you so much for that. Because really, one of the things I also used to advocate for is testers should test as a user, as well as you testing as your own tester. And at the same time, you're keeping the mind of a PM. And that is why all these three minds is very, very necessary for you as a user. Thanks for elaborating much on that. Okay, so somebody asks that, okay, so say what is the salary range for beginner, intermediate, and senior testers? What do you think about that?
I'm not. I'm not an. I'm not an employer. But I would say depending on the organization, each the salary range or the budget for QA analysts or professionals differ from organizations to organizations. It depends on how much the organization values the role or how much they need the role, and it also depends on how what value that role would actually bring to the table. That's basically the same thing. And also depends on the financial standing of that organization. Some organizations will want to pay better, but they just can't afford it. So in general, it depends on the organization. I don't have real data to say I'll give you an average. I can't really
Yeah,
answer that question.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, the thing is that we can't say this is a specific amount. One of it is your level, the amount you get in your level is based on the organization, just like you just stated. It's also based on your work experience that you have, and also based on your bargaining power. And that is talking about because the Nigerian system, they mostly look at the last amount you are being paid, basically. So all these factors we look into it to pay that beginner or intermediate or expert. So yeah, for intermediate or experts, it's all based on you. But as a beginner, I'm always saying that you don't have to look out for, oh, I want a huge money, I want this, I want that. As a beginner, you should look into an industry that will give you the experience required. So you will not be surprised that if as a beginner you get a token, let's say they pay you like even 30K or it's 50K that they are paying you. By the time you leave that, and you might migrate straight to an intermediate level where you be paid like times 6 or times 5 of what you are collecting. So yeah, basically there's no particular certain range that you can be given. It's just like developers too. All payments varies. Yeah. So back to question, like, what do you see yourself doing in the next 4 years and why?
In the next 4 years,
Yes.
this feels like an interview question. I want to go into.
Yeah.
Personally, I want to go into product management. I want to go into business development. I also want to be a co-founder in future as well. Have I put a time frame to it? No, really. But I know the paths that I want to follow. So basically, I wouldn't say I have a fixed time frame and say in the next 4 years I want to achieve this. But I know that okay, because in the next 4 years you might think 4 years is enough. It's enough. It's like a fixed time. You might realize that what you are setting 4 years to achieve, you can actually achieve it in 2 years. You can achieve it in a shorter time. So I tend to move. I tend to want to move incrementally. You
Okay.
knock out the first thing on your way. Once you knock that out, you move on to the next challenge. You knock that. So you
Mm.
should always define your path.
We
You should
can see
know
the
where
agile.
your
We can see the agile spirit in
your
you.
core strength lies, and you should. So define your path. Know where your core skills lie. Know where your strength lies. Know what it takes to actually excel in a role, and follow that path. And I think my path, I have fallen in love with software products. When I use applications on my phone, sometimes I just wonder like, what are these people thinking? Why would they put this feature here?
Mm. Idris, since your network is creeping. Yeah, sorry. I think it was my network that went off before. Yeah, so thanks for that. I really, 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 really appreciate that detailed explanation. I mean, in 4 years, who knows? Who knows if you'll be the next, the next Aliko Dangote of our
Yeah,
country? Who
to
knows?
come back.
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Hey there. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I said I've answered that question. So
Growing startups in Nigeria. And in just 2 years of experience, your income has increased by 5 times. That's X5. Can you take us through how that came about and how that became your reality? This is deep.
okay. So this is how I started. Basically, I was fresh from school after NYC. I was just sending applications randomly anywhere. I needed a job. I just did it for like a month and I was getting frustrated. I needed a job. I needed to do something. I saw this advert online, so supermarket.ng. I applied. I went for the interview. Obviously, I went for the interview. I really didn't have much experience on what software testing was or what it entailed. But yeah, the core basics, the core foundations was there. Good understanding of computer science, programming flow, how programs, all that, database and all that. So I got the job and started working as a manual tester, basically writing test cases, executing test cases. Along the line, more responsibilities were added. I started doing some business analysis, gathering requirements, coming up with product features, actually sending out performance reports, monitoring key performance indicators, basically trying to understand, getting to it. So as time went on, when you're good at what you do, or when you like what you do, let's say when you enjoy what you're doing, the rewards will obviously come in. So I was working with a group of developers, like one we didn't see ourselves queue, but it was all for the same good. So I actually appreciated your efforts as in being able to discover defects and living supermarkets 100% raise, like basically I doubled what I was earning. Yeah, because that was based on negotiation as well. You always, and that's one thing, if you're leaving a job to another job, you always have to know how to negotiate and leverage your position very well. And it also depends on the needs of the organization you're going to. So basically, yeah, I doubled my earnings, and after like 4 months at Kobo, yeah, about 4-5 months, I also got another raise. So in about 18 months, I had gotten like 3 raises. Wow, God is good. Then, yeah, so I've been in Kobo for almost a year, and it was time to pick up another challenge. We had basically built what would normally take organizations 3 to 4 years to build. We basically built everything, the groundwork, everything has been laid in less than a year. So the work was no longer challenging. I won't say it wasn't challenging anymore, but it was becoming repetitive. I needed a new challenge. So I thought, what was the next field? Based on where I see myself in the next couple of years as being a product person, you would have to work in different fields to understand how different products work. I tried e-commerce. I understand basically, I have a good understanding of the e-commerce business. I tried mobility. I had a good understanding of the mobility business. I checked the data. I checked the logs. I saw that there were a lot of investments in, like for 2018, 60% of the foreign investment that came into tech were going to fintech companies. And yeah, you see some good organizations and they'll tell you that a fintech experience or a banking experience is required. And that was lacking. I didn't have that. So yeah, that was the next thing to conquer. Let's get into fintech and see how well we can do. So I
Wow.
said putting the word. And another thing along the line, while also building your career, it's also important that you build your network. And that's what some people fail to realize. And as much as the skills and the technical depth is required, the network is also very important. Because there's only a good network that can give you information on where the opportunities are, most of them are not really advertised. You have to have a very strong network. And when I mean very strong, maintain a very strong relationship, not just a professional, if possible, cordial professional relationship. So yeah, right from Superman, I started building my network. I'm surprised today. I'm even surprised the number of developers, and I even know more developers than QA engineers and analysts. But you're still in the same network. We're still in the tech business. So I put the word out, and eventually I got a couple of offers, and yeah, I accepted one, and that was how. If you check back to when I started in July 2017, yeah, we got 5x.
The 5x burst. Okay, thanks for that detailed response. I mean, who doesn't want a 5x salary? As in, I'm going to go back and shred that part so that, in my next 2 years, I can get like ×5 what I'm getting now. All right, so I'm going to quickly raise this up. So he said, someone asked that if you are given a blank check to work anywhere in Nigeria, I mean, that's anywhere means like any company in Nigeria, where will it be and why?
If you're giving me a blank to work for any company in Nigeria,
Yeah.
I'll work for myself. I'll use that check to start my own tech business. Get developers, get business people. I have
Wow.
a couple of ideas. Yeah, I also want to be done as co-founder of something in future. So that's where I work. Hello.
Wow. That's great. That's great. I don't know what to say again. I mean, if I got a blank check as I'm going to work for myself, I'm not going to stay in my house and keep balling. All right. So the next question, which is like after this, we have just 2 more questions. Is do you do manual testing? Oh, I think the question is, do you do automation testing? And if yes, for how long? And if no, why?
Okay. The answer is no. I don't do automation testing.
Okay. So why?
Why? No pun intended to automation testers or automation engineers. Automation engineer is just, in my own opinion, it just covers one aspect of testing, and that's regression testing. I've
Yeah.
not seen a superior argument to the contrary
Mm-hmm.
that will tell me automation testing would catch bugs that a manual tester cannot catch.
No, it's not
A very
possible.
detailed manual test will not catch. Rather, it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Your manual test cases. So if you're going to just focus, and yeah, it's actually very good because it saves time and money in terms of value and output. It makes more sense to get an automation test script and run your scripts. I feel automation testers would be easily disposable. Once you've run your test scripts, have it on the system, no, you're not value. No, this is not something. I'm also thinking of learning the skills, but it's one of the reasons why it hasn't been priority. But it's also a good skill to learn. Tell you not to be an automation tester. Currently, there are any more than manual testers. But if your career path, if you want to follow the QA career path to the fullest, the automation is part of that path. But if you're thinking of moving, it's just good to understand, know what you're doing, know how it works, know how guys test to write automation test scripts, have the basic knowledge, and you move on. Testing is broad.
Yeah. Sorry, did you hear what I said? Do you hear the question I asked?
Hello?
Yeah. Do you hear the question I asked?
What was the question?
Someone said you should describe the Nigerian tech system.
The one about automation test.
No. So you have answered that one, and I said that was just imperfect.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to react to the question again. I said that the answer to your automation question was perfect because many companies these days feel like test automation is the perfect person that they need. But in real sense, if you are not grounded as a market, a minute, please. Okay, so all right, can you all hear me now? Idris, can you hear me? I think my network is quite unstable. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so someone asks you a question, which is the second to the final question for today. And the question is to describe Nigerian system and process in 2 words. Describe Nigerian tech system in 2 words.
In 2 words.
Yes.
Sorry, did I get the question right? Describe Nigerian tech system in 2 words.
Yes, that's the question.
Fast-paced.
Fast-paced, yes. Wow, that was just like a perfect definition of it, sincerely. Because I've been thinking off the top of my head, what could those 2 words be? Yeah, Nigeria is a growing tech system environment and it's growing really in a very fast space. Yes, I mean, if I'm to ask that question, that's definitely the answer I would give. So yeah, the last question from today is, what do you think we should all look forward to at TestCode Camp as a mentor? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay. Do you hear what I said? Do you hear what I asked?
Oh.
I can
Forward to TestCode Camp.
I can repeat the question if you want me to.
Hello. Yeah, please do. Yeah, please do.
Okay, the question is, what should we? So, like a student is asking now that, what should we all look forward to at TestCode Camp as a mentor? Like, what do you think we as a mentee, as a student, as a trainer, a trainee, right? What should we all look forward to in TestCode Camp?
There's the practical and theoretical knowledge that you're getting. You're also getting insight tips that will help you navigate the fast-paced tech industry that is actually what it is here in Nigeria. And yeah, you're also expanding your network because these mentors are actually, most of them have also taken my time to go through and see they're quite versed. They're in different fields, they're in different countries. So you're getting that as well. So you're leveraging, you're tapping into their network. And I would like to encourage the mentees to try as much as possible to engage your mentors one-on-one. Yeah, might have busy schedules, but once in a while, since this program has started, I've not gotten a direct message from any mentee asking a personal question or trying to establish a relationship, because it just goes beyond, guesswork, AMAs, video sessions. You still have to interact, engage. I was thinking by now I even get an invite and say, hey, mentor, can we have lunch? Let's actually have a one-on-one discussion. Let's take it online to offline. Let's really establish that connection. There's a lot to gain. There's a lot of network. The opportunities that might come out of it. So we just have to be proactive. If you sit down and wait for it to come, it won't come. You have to be proactive and go out looking for it. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much for this session. And this comes to the end of the program. If you guys has any question for Idris, feel free to communicate with him on the channel. is available both on your general discussion channel and with his mentors in strategic channel. I don't know if, so the last thing is said, I mean, it's surprising that people are not really communicating well with their mentors. Like, I don't know how many times I used to post these mentors every day, but you guys need to communicate more and engage more. So Idris, thanks for coming. Thanks for this session. Really appreciate, and have a blessed day ahead.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Have a lovely weekend.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.